Today is
But I'm
Victor's
not
birthday.
surprised. Yeah, Victor actually. Victor, well, happy birthday to Victor. I'm sure he's going to bring you some, like you said.
I don't know.
And, well, you call him a storyteller. He's not told me any story. Not to me.
He tells them
not
in
told me
a
any
Tales by
story.
Moonlight manner.
Really?
Like,
Oh.
that's what it sounds.
Interesting stories or Bubu Yaya story.
Well, a mix of both. It's a collabo. It's a collabo at this point. Let me just put it up.
The storytelling part of it.
Victor, the storyteller. All right, Fuhad, finally we have heard from Cameroon, and reports coming in as regards, the Lagdo Dam releasement from the federal government, because looking at it, one would think that, the government should be the one to be making preparations. The government should be the one to be, putting things in place that may occur from the release of the Lagdo Dam. But, yes, but this alert coming in now, which, was made known in a press statement, that's noting that the authorities of Lagdo Dam in Cameroon will initiate actively escalate over the next 7 days based on the inflow. The planned water discharges will be gradual in order to avoid surpassing but then the overflow from the Lagdo Dam is projected to cease once there is a noticeable reduction in the flow into the Lagdo reservoir. This is something that they do, I think, periodically. It's not, and in times past, it hasn't, really done so wonderful for us, especially here in Nigeria. Border states of the Benue River system, that's Adamawa, Taraba, Benue, Nasarawa, all one way or the other are connected to Cameroon, and the ways that's going to happen come this release. It has started already anyways.
Well, nationals to get themselves prepared. The level of preparation, the kind of preparation, I really don't know. I think the first preparation, they are going to be the major, casualties, when it comes to this level of water. Bigger, of course, and you're going to have communities flooded. That's why this alert is coming for the states to start to look at what to do, evacuating people, and all of that. But like 2 months of the problem, there was the part of the dam which was also really flowing to communities. There's also been talk about us dredging the Benue River more and other and integrity tests on all our dams in different parts of the country. We've also talked about the Lagdo Dam. Unfortunately, we are not in control of that dam. Again, I'm also concerned about the integrity of that dam. So, there's a water is discharged for me. Just imagine for that kind of scenario, what would happen to those states? And then all of this knee-jerk approach to moving people around the Lagdo Dam. Look at the level of integrity of that dam, so that we don't have a situation where we wake up one day, people wake up in their homes, the structure of that dam.
So I mean, because for they have to,
we need to be sure.
Okay.
We need to be sure. That's what I'm saying. But find a way to solve the problem. The same way would people will suffer. We're just hoping that there will be casualties. Of course, we are going to have that property damage. Farmlands are going to be looking for sustainable solutions to a problem that we cannot
have a look at that particular story. It's not
flooding, farmlands being washed away. We have to get ourselves prepared.
Panic yes, and anyone, but it's just it's just to be forewarned. Is damaged and destroyed in recent times due to flooding, and especially and all aside from farms, and then you also have other parts of the country where farmers are paying taxes to insurgents. Also, the cost of transporting these farm produce
has become too expensive for our farmers to bear.
The projection, or no, the possibility of some sort of famine and some difficulties, and looking out for things at which we can make things easy. And YouTube at Milan 98.3 FM on both platforms. On the front page of the Punch newspaper, the major headline: Governor CDC, EFCC personnel backup police team, INEC tracks ballot number 21st, and a lot is riding on that one. Of course, we have seen elections in recent times. There's a lot happening.
What people do now, just go and get the ticket of a party and then are going to step down. Those are people who just go there, they look at the party, and then the leadership of the party is just politics of what you call stomach politics, and you step down.
Oh, look at that.
So when they go on TV and radio, they start.
Well, out of 17 political parties that presented candidates for the polls, the number has dropped, of course, because some people have stepped down for some people, and some people have merged with some. The candidate of the other party, one party, had to step down for another candidate.
And not even get up 10 votes. So what's the matter? You didn't really educate about the voting process. We basically vote for them.
Yes, because if you go to the polls, we have how many members of staff at Milan FM that they would not have anybody. You can't,
because they don't have a minor
to vote in the presidential election. I cannot forget that.
Don't worry.
But we have 3 leading contenders of this morning. For
you know, that was that.
You know what I mean?
I didn't mention any name.
It's all right. Okay, let's move on then.
Still salary,
and he's still receiving salary. They've been campaigning.
And we are paying them.
They just left their constitution. Monday 괶ᴏᴜ of the APC, that's the candidate of the APC. We also 괊ᴜᴜ of the People's Democratic Party. Of course, conversations around equity and fairness has come up as regards Olumide Akpata's candidacy. Talking about the fact that you have the other contenders, and then Olumide Akpata seems to be out of the calculation. So that had been, well, I mean, all of this more and more.
There's no calculation. He's running. So.
No.
What you
did, but I totally get you. No, he's a candidate, and that's why I'm.
But that 2 strong candidates fight themselves to a standstill. You are a more peaceful candidate. Rather go.
No. Okay, it's okay. Time check right now is. It's all right. So join Saheed Fuad, Okwemi Akionje, and Victor Achibong by 1 that time. Moving on now, still on the front page of the Punch newspaper. More details of this on the front page of Punch. PDP shifts neck meeting over state. Whatever it is that's going on in the PDP in the country at this time, ensuring that things for the people of Nigeria and for
the PDP
of the party, because
just turn the soul of the party.
I'm telling you, because it's just really unfortunate.
And the party, members of the party can live in denial about it. At a time where we have a president who is, I talk in Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not a person. 8 years of Buhari, they were not able to wrestle power from the APC. That understands the kind of politics we play in Nigeria. I keep it. There seems to be something deliberate and intentional. Yes, no real opposition politics going on in Nigeria. They can't even see the big picture. It's also helping that agenda. The internal crisis is being helped. Unfortunately for democracy in Nigeria. And like Barrister Curtis said on Sunday, what we have seen is a situation where we have civilian rule. Civilians in government who don't even understand the tenets of democracy, the basic functional like back and forth between Bala Mohammed and Nyesom Wike. Is still insisting that look, they pretend to be Democrat, but they don't even, there's nothing democratic about that. So basically, we have a civilian rule. We don't have a. Where are the people in all of these calculations now?
The people.
Okay, I hear you.
All right.
The umbrella don't see a terrain code now instead of an umbrella.
It's really unfortunate. Committee has been set up. We heard the disciplinary committee has been set up. We heard some people have been suspended. Major, yes, leadership candidate.
I've just found I've told you that there are people who just collect party tickets for the election. In fact, on record, I doubted it. So, all
right.
And if you look at him, this guy is not serious about politics. It's just because again now
on page 12, whatever it is, the wranglings going on in the PDP, and don't forget that
people are back with one kind of eye. When you keep surrounding yourself, the nanny is a useless one now. You see what with you are as good as the people that surround you. Because you wake up, speak with them, they're the ones that will talk. But I understand that look, we have a very wobbled electoral system that allows people like that to rise up to become anything. Philosophy is wobble, whack idea. That's why the country is not making any meaningful progress.
All right. Moving on, still on the front page of the Punch newspaper, we also have here Humble, and that is a story on page.
That story. So that people know what their states have become.
9 state governments has consumed 80.7% face. I don't know how this works, because all through this year we have been getting that all of these states are making so much more money and they have much more. But the dire situation now is in their statutory allocation from the federation account, and this and also Nigerian states. which is a website that is backed by budgets, which is, something, yes, this point now, because just yesterday or so, showing political leverage at this point now. And here we orientation.
They just following the budgetary pattern. The appropriations are done again, but it's not really like the money is available. Unfortunately, when it comes to budget performance so what you have at the federal level is what comes also by the greed and corruption that will eventually come with big budget. So at the end of the day, current government anyway, some of them are carryover, but these ones are also borrowing in dollars. So as you continue to have pressure in dollars, your debt continues to go up. So you have a situation where we are in a country, and ask yourself whether there's anything on ground to justify this new debt audit. There's no quality education, nothing. But you go around, there's nothing to show. But you know what we see from all of this situation? We are able to produce a lot of rich politicians. Immediately you are a politician, right? So our guys are okay. Our politicians continue to live larger than life. They are able to continue to acquire property legally and illegally. You understand? Through fraud now, the monies are almost all the states are still dead. But what is on ground to even?
Okay, these people are, there's a lot that they have that's on ground to show that all of these funds are going into underscores a critical issue in fiscal management. The vast, really unfortunate.
I know another sad part of your conversation is that borrow, beg, or steal, no matter how indebted these states are, the politicians are still going to do what they want to do. If they will be, it's the states that will suffer and continue to suffer.
Well, more details of that particular report on page 2. It's quite an extensive read. It's really unfortunate. Despite a 40% increase of federal allocation, state government overhead costs for developmental projects and all of that. And it's just...
What can 20% do, Sandra? Go into critical infrastructure. You see how all manner of white elephant projects, padding, question. Is it working? That's why I agree. We should worry about the courses that we have a single rule.
FM, don't forget we're live on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM, so you can join. What 141 has for us this morning. I have here excuse me, 3 major oil marketers are expecting vessels of imported of PMS are being conveyed to Nigeria by the vessel. The price of petrol produced by Dangote and released by NNPCL, Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, has declared out for sale across the country. On Monday,
what are they telling them? We have to go through 3 levels of test before you can even bring it in.
That's full deregulation.
That's good. And I'm surprised that the marketers suddenly now have.
So you guys can actually import. So why was NNPCL the sole importer? But then,
whether we like it or not, let's still look at what we have now as pricing from the NNPCL. And according to NNPCL, with all their calculations and padding and some level of subsidy. Remember again from that facility, so they will still have to continue to import from that. In the last 3 days, they've done over 1 million liters. They only got about 11 point something or 19 point something million. So my mind is that we are not going to get to the point where the PMS of Dangote will now be used. Well, have you really gotten from Dangote refinery by the NNPCL to them?
All right.
Whereas the impression are giving,
we can just quickly move on to that particular, story. Yes, it's 20 minutes past 8. We don't have so much time, so I'll just quickly move on to that. It's the major headline on the front page of Vanguard. See hints of undersupply from Dangote, and Dangote is saying we have 135 million liters. Why oil marketers cannot import and lift from Dangote? That's coming from NNPCL. Federal government should provide welfare package on petrol between NNPCL and Dangote, and they believe million liters of the product within 3 days. That's last weekend. NNPCL said Dangote cannot deliver 16.8 million liters out of the 25 they initially agreed with. But with the latest delivery figure that it disclosed, Dangote has significantly dropped from 66 to about 44 million. So, if he has delivered 111, also means that Dangote has the capacity to make further petrol importation on
for energy security. Have you forgotten?
There's a lot of implication, of this particular deal.
Suddenly, people that said they were not able to The people that
liters. And this also impacts shortage.
Suffocated by acute. You get it?
That's it. Going further, motor tanker vessels reports has started into the country.
So have they cleared the debt to the supplier? It's even better than the government. Because when they respond, they get you more confused.
Put it that way. But we also have here, meanwhile, the executive vice chairman of Downstream said, and I quote, when the marketers go to NNPC to get the permit or license to get the import, actually include PMS, then they go to the market approval to bring in other refined products and PMS, but the end of NNPC wants to be the sole importer. It is because the other marketers, as regards why other marketers have not.
Look, this was the end game. The fear is this. That's the fear. That's the issue now. It was an artificial scarcity. They knew what they were doing to justify the need, jacking up the price of PMS, which they've done successfully, which attempt to jack up the price again. Hope we are not moving towards 1,500. If you look at the entire structure, you see that indeed, until we have a committed leadership. Because as it is, you ask yourself now, what is the bank we benefiting? People are going to come up with all manner of ridiculousness now. Look to other nations of the world. So you ask yourself, as a Nigerian now, what is? Look at it again, Sandra. Sector, processes. The Minister of State for Petroleum seems to be missing in the entire country. That at the critical point, in the middle of all of this conversation, you have the FIS and ADDG. And whether you like it or not, that is the complaint on quarters and in people. And in the midst of all that, the box is forced on the president. It's not possible that whatever is going on, the president is not that wise. We have the country. It's a story.
Emerges over supply volume.
It was pricing oil. Now volume.
From that particular report, it's on page 5 and other pages on Vanguard newspaper. I'll just quickly run through spike in medical errors and negligence in hospitals. It's a terrible. The Japa syndrome in the health sector is cancer diagnosis turned out to be an error, and that's the testimony of a certain patient. Yes, 8 chemo sessions to be an error. He did not even have it. He or she did not even have system.
The entire thing would have done to his body.
Yes, his immune system who did not even have it at all. And then you also have for quality care. We also have big issue.
Also one issue.
Yes, and the story is on page 6, 8.3 FM. There's a host of other stories, but you need to dig deeper into that. That's been lined up for your listening pleasure. In the meantime, we'll take a. This is Mainland 98.3 FM.